mayor and the commission challenged us to come up with something that would be more community-minded. Something that could lower the density and lower the intensity of the approved project. And something that could be a contribution to our community. A public park, the completion of the beach walk to the boardwalk so that we could have a continuous circumference of South Beach. The park itself, the city determined, has a value of over $80 million. Here they're getting it for free. That gives real value, real importance to this project. It was particularly great timing in the sense that the ULI and the Harvard research reports were being done as it relates to green solutions to the issue of sea level rise.
Miami Beach really sits at the epicenter of the discussion regarding sea level rise. This project is really intended to show how resilient of a community Miami Beach can be. The park itself becomes that example. Landscape architecture is a green solution to resiliency. The park will include a flood protection basin, a native planting palette, berms, green roofs, a system of elevated pathways, which is really going to be important for Miami Beach in the future.
It will be the most resilient project ever built in a coastal community up and down the eastern and western seaboards. Crescent Heights has developed the best of the best, but this project will be transformative. This is the largest collaboration we've ever been involved with. This is the first time that we had the entire surrounding community engaged in the actual development process. Arquitectonica has many incredible attributes, but one of their best is listening to the surrounding neighbors. And together with their landscaping division of GEO, that is what they did here. Over 120 meetings.
Listening to everybody in the community is very important to us as designers. This is their community gathering space. This is their backyard. And when you live in urban areas, the public spaces really define your neighborhood. That their ideas are part of the overall vision. The park will have multiple access points, both on grade and elevated. This park will be accessible to the entire neighborhood. A pedestrian bridge doubles as the gateway entrance to Miami Beach, which previously did not exist. That includes South Point Park, Loomis Park, the beach itself, and the entire bay walk along the western coastline of Miami Beach. The park will include an internal loop of approximately 1/3 of a mile, which will connect all the different programming within the park itself. A children's playscape, a fitness area, a community gathering place, a dog park, an outdoor cafe, and neighborhood retail. Open lawn space, a flex space that'll double as parking for weekend markets, all incorporated into the resilient berms and bioswales throughout the park itself. As part of the native planting palette, we've incorporated dozens of shade trees that will allow you to rest protected from the sun. There will be multiple community spaces set on top of the buildings themselves. We have green roofs, terraces set within them that'll provide vistas towards Biscayne Bay and the rest of Miami Beach.
It took years to assemble such a large and significant site in South Beach. While we originally got involved to save a hospital, we realized quickly that this assemblage of land will never be duplicated on Miami Beach again. Our family is multi-generational on Miami Beach and understands that it's not what we build for ourselves today, but what we build for the generations to come.
Been involved in this process for a very long time, and we're just here to echo the sentiments of my neighbors and my other fellow board members from the Bentley, South Bay Club, Floridian, ourselves, the Miradors. We're all strongly in favor of this project. We represent 2,000 plus unit owners on West Avenue legally as fiduciaries on a board level. that has to count for something. And so I just want you guys to take that into consideration and weigh that properly against what you're listening to. We want this project. 44 stories is fine with us, but we need action now.
And we really feel that a tower and an expansive park is the best for our neighborhood, the best for preserving the residential feel of our neighborhood.
I represent the Bentley Bay Board of Directors, and I've spoken to the vast majority of the Board of Directors from West Avenue, which represent approximately 2,000 unit owners and condominium owners and voters. And the vast majority of us are of the belief that this is a great deal for the city.
The Urban Planning Institute clearly stated that in order to satisfy the future needs of where we're going to have to deal with more green space and vertical solutions. This is more green space with a vertical solution. If you keep pushing this issue, we don't want a tower or we don't like towers, you're living in the past. You're not dealing with the future of where this city has to go in order to solve its problems.
While I'm willing to accept a taller tower with a park around it is because we got these studies back from Harvard and the ULI. And when you see these studies, what it does is it envisions the future of the city a little bit differently.
We've been working with Mr. Galvin for over 5 years now, and we have a plan before us, a plan that was presented to you that we are in favor of, and so we strongly support it.
We polled the residents to find out what their true wishes were and to hear from them. So we had a huge number of people who responded to our poll, of which only 2% wanted to keep the original design. 98% all went for the park options, of which over 70% went for the larger tower with the smaller retail.
I'd like to see a lot more height and a lot more green space when it's not directly affecting our historic districts.
If you ask me what my two wants were, one of them is what I don't want, which is what's currently permitted to be there and what is existing to be there. And I have to say that I think that we are getting a huge benefit as a community, but also that everybody in this room has worked in good faith. The developer, Floridian, Bentley Bay, everybody has worked to get to a project that everybody could approve.
We have now sent a letter from the board to our residents saying that as it relates to the vision and the plan in the letter from the mayor, we're not opposing it. We are for it.
And then the last thing that nobody's really talking about is the infrastructure that will be created down the road so that we can really make Miami Beach an international city that connects our waterways. Because some of the things that this project will allow for, the city decides later that it wants to connect the Baywalk, wants to connect South of 5th with North of 5th.
The floor plate is really great. You really did design a very slender tower, and I did hear a lot of comments from folks at the Icon and on West Ave that was a big issue. You're substantially lower than a lot of what's out there, so I don't think there's a substantial difference between 484 and 519. I'm very comfortable that the immediately affected neighbors are okay with that. I'm comfortable with 519.
I can tell you that this is a brilliant project. I don't see any significant difference in 484 and 519 feet. I had always been one of the biggest opponents of height increase. I think this project does so much for that neighborhood. Those vacant lots, the contextuality of downtown Miami Beach, and the ability to have a resilient park there, and the whole way that this is thought out is tremendous. I'm all in favor of it. I think it's terrific.
You said it's transformative. It is transformative. It's driving off of 395 on 5th Street into Miami Beach. It's going to be absolutely changed and transformed. The community's going to be very proud of that. It's going to be something that is going to be beautiful. The city's worthy of it, and it's worthy of the city, that project. I've always been very much in favor of trading height for building diameter. The park is going to be amazing over there. Once you get to a certain height, you don't feel it anymore. So you have open spaces, which I give you credit for. It's really, really beautiful. Amazing that you are able to get with the city and the citizens and do it collaboratively. You're going to have my full approval for this project.
I agree with the sentiment. It's a very admirable project.
I don't think there's a big difference in 35 feet.
and the vast majority of the people that did speak from the public seemed to be in favor of that to get this project done.
I don't know how you did it. Congratulations, Ray. I appreciate your design of the project and the park. I enjoy it when we have an architect trying to create public spaces. So, I know you were able to really be open and create something that's pretty impressive.
Congratulations. I think it's a great project. I lived in the Floridian for a number of years, and when I had my child, I moved from the Floridian to Costa Brava because of the park in front of the Costa Brava. If you're able to bring this to fruition, then I think it will be something that the residents from around the neighborhood will thoroughly enjoy, because I thoroughly enjoy my park. So congratulations to you.